Hey everyone, welcome to Tiff's Travels. Today we're going to be talking about the preliminary stages of planning your Walt Disney World vacation. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to Tiff's Travels. My name is Tiffany Fountain. I am your host, and today we're going to be talking about Disney. And I know that's a very broad statement, so I'm going to narrow it down a little bit by saying we're going to be talking about Disney World. We're going to be talking about the preliminary steps you should be taking when you start to plan your vacation. Now, one of the most crucial things about a Walt Disney World vacation is that it needs to be planned, and it needs to be planned well ahead of time in order to get the location that you want to stay in order to get the fast passes that you want, in order to get the restaurants that you want. A lot of things need to be planned months upon months in advance. So it's not necessarily a best destination for a last minute vacation, but that doesn't mean that if you want to go to Disney last minute, you can't. It just means that you might not get to do the things that you want to do. Now, what I like to tell my clients when I plan their trips is that we need to plan and we need to book as early as possible. So my first tip is to book your location that you want. To narrow it down, there's so many resorts on the Walt Disney World property, and there's value resorts that are going to get you a lot of bang for your buck. There's moderate resorts, which are great for families, and then there's these deluxe resorts and deluxe villa resorts that have so many great accommodations, and they're located right next to the theme parks or by Disney Springs. So there's really endless choices and possibilities of where you want to stay, but make that reservation as soon as possible. And you're going to be able to know when you can make your reservation. And that depends on whether you are a Florida resident, whether you're a Disney Vacation Club member, whether you're and what Disney resort you're looking to book. So it's not necessarily a hard cutoff date on when you can book, but make sure you book as early as possible. I know sometimes people like to wait and see if there's any deals that come out. Disney does great deals like 30 to 35% off on select resorts. They do free food. They do a lot of festivals, and those aren't always the same dates each and every year. So a lot of people like to wait and see what can happen and what just values and what incentives get released. But my tip to you would be to book the resort that you want as early as possible, because these values, these incentives, and these offers can always be added to your reservation once you book. So if you have a specific resort, I know my favorite value resort is the Pop Century Resort or Art of Animation. I don't know if I necessarily count Art of Animation as a value resort, and I'm sure I'll do another video on that later, so stay tuned for that. But Pop Century / Art of Animation, my favorite moderate resort, sorry, I forgot the word there, is definitely the Port Orleans French Quarter. It is a bit smaller than the Riverside or the other two moderate resorts, but I just love the feel. Disney does a great job with their theme department and making sure that you really do feel like you're in the French Quarter on the bayou. And my favorite deluxe resort has to be Kidani Village. It's the vacation club part of Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, and really, if we are staying there as a family, we definitely are staying at Disney World as a family. We definitely stay at Kidani Village. So it just feels like home for me, and I'm sure I'll do another video of that also about just the different perks that different Disney Vacation Club resorts offer to their members. But definitely, if you know you're going to be going to Disney, you know you're going your certain dates, and you have the resort that you want, book it ahead of time. Make sure that you get your room, because the offers, the incentives, and the values will come later, and you'll be able to stack and add those onto your Disney resort reservation. We're going to talk about restaurants right now, and you can reserve your dining reservations up to 180 days in advance. Now, that's 6 months, and that sounds like such a long time to be worried about where you're going to eat in 6 months, but believe me, from someone that goes to Disney, I'm going to say at least once a year, and has their favorite restaurants that they go to. My family has their favorite restaurants that they want to go to. If you want to get in at any normal eating time, you need to be on the reservation site 180 days in advance. And that 180 days starts from the first day of your reservation. So a tip from what our family does is if we have a popular restaurant, say Ohana's or Be Our Guest in Disney's Magic Kingdom, or a new restaurant that we want to try out that maybe is going to have a little bit more people also wanting to try it out, and so reservations are going to be harder to get, we put that in the end of our trip because we usually go for 10 days, so we can book that up to 189 days in advance. So definitely worth looking into that and scheduling your trip around different restaurants or fast passes and putting the most popular ones at the end of your vacation. But if you are going to be on the dining plan and you're going to need reservations in order to use all of the dining credits that Disney gives you, definitely make sure that you're booking your reservations 180 days in advance. If you don't, still going to be options for you. You just might not get the restaurants that you want, and you might not get the times that you need. And especially if your party is bigger than 2 people, you're really going to have trouble starting to find space for those larger parties. I go to Disney with 11 people. That's just my brother and sister and their kids. We need to be on the reservations as early as possible. So that is definitely something that our family does. Now, along with that, planning your dining reservation 6 months in advance, but also being prepared and planning which parks you're going to be in at least 2 months before, 60 days before your first day of your trip. Again, the 60 days starts from day 1 of your trip. So, 2 months beforehand, know which days you're going to be in Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Disney Springs, Hollywood Studios. You should know that from when you make your dining reservations, especially if you're eating in the parks. But if you don't make dining reservations and you are making your Fast Pass reservations, it is 60 days in advance for people with Disney resort reservations, 30 days for everyone else. So you definitely want to make sure that you are planning ahead. Again, at least that 60 days, for sure before 30 days, before the tickets are open up to the public, so you can get on rides that you want to ride without waiting hours upon hours in line. And depending upon the time of year, wait times do vary. But I know when we were at Animal Kingdom last September and the Pandora exhibit, whatever you want to call that, land, I'll have to see what we call that. Anyway, Pandora opened at Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom. Man, this last 2 seconds has been a little bit of a struggle. When Pandora opened at Animal Kingdom, the Flights of Wonder, the Avatar ride, just was hours upon hours of waiting. And I'm sorry, but if I pay to get in that theme park, I'm not paying to wait in line. So I make sure to have my Fast Passes ready. It opens at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So I am on and I am ready and I am getting my Fast Passes because I don't want to wait in line. Actually, if you go and you watch our live videos of our trip from last year, they're just short little videos, about 2 minutes from each park, just to let you know kind of an update of what our family did. You will actually hear me talking to my brother about him not being able to ride Slinky Dog because he didn't do his Fast Passes in time. He assured us, no, we got it, we'll do it. Well, he didn't do it right. He didn't do it on time, and he wasn't able to ride Slinky Dog. So, especially for new rides, make sure that your Fast Pass reservations are on time, and that you do that at least 60 days in advance. Now, I know I've already said this, but you have to plan ahead for Disney vacations, and really, it's not maybe as daunting as it seems. If you pick your resort, step 1. Step 2 is make sure you line out your days with which parks you want to be at when. If you're taking advantage of a hopper, you have a little bit more flexibility with that. But if you're not and you're just doing base tickets, 1 park a day, you definitely need to make sure that you're spending your day wisely and you're getting your fast passes on or in a good time for your family, getting your dining reservations at a good time for your family. In order to get the best options, you're going to have to book well in advance. So know what your resort is, know when your days at each park is, know what rides you want to do at each park so you can get your fast passes, and finally, have a plan to attack the park. This sounds like you're treating the vacation kind of like a military operation, and it is supposed to be fun. I understand that. But if everyone's on the same page and you know how you're going to attack the park and which rides you want to go to first and when you're going to eat lunch and so on and so forth, you're going to have less time standing around after each ride going, what do you want to do next? You're also going to have less time crisscrossing the park, which will save on some steps. I know we're all trying to get in our steps, and get the 10,000 steps, or I know my brother-in-law likes to try to do 20,000 steps. That's a lot of steps for me, but maybe that would help me train for Disney more. You're going to walk a lot anyway, so you need to save your energy and your time, not crisscrossing. So I know, just for instance, when we go to Magic Kingdom, we start at Fantasyland and we work our way counterclockwise and we end at Tomorrowland. We like to watch the fireworks display from the bridge from Tomorrowland to Main Street, USA, because Tinkerbell flies right over you, and that's just a special part of our trip. But your family's going to have its own special traditions, special things that it needs to do, rides that it needs to ride first, or different restaurants. So make sure that you plan ahead and just plan those little special moments into your trip, because when you get there and you're right in the middle of all the magic and all the tired and sweaty and maybe not magical fits that kids are throwing, you're going to want to have a plan, and you're going to want to stick to that, and make sure that you use all of your fast passes and use your dining reservations, or be on time for your dining reservations. So those are my tips for planning in a nutshell. Be on the lookout for our different parks. We're going to do different videos for each park. We've already uploaded our inside or our live view looks from our last trip, and those are just short little videos kind of recapping our day. So go ahead and look at those if you want a live view inside the park. And those are really going to be useful if you just wanted to see just the parks at different time of day. I know that we have a nighttime view of Pandora from Animal Kingdom, just to kind of see, as much as the video will let you, the glowing lights and plants that they've built and constructed Pandora around. So it's a really cool video. It's even cooler to see it in person. Now, we've gone over our tips, so plan ahead, plan your resort, your meals, your fast passes, and also really the best way to help you get the most bang for your buck when you go to Disney is to use a travel agent. Now, I know everyone's going to say that I'm biased, but really, Disney's the magical mom. You're not going to get a cheaper price going direct or through a travel agent or through Costco or Sam's. They're going to charge the same price no matter who you book through. But if you book direct, you definitely get your Disney vacation package, and you get the wonderful people at Disney helping you plan. They're amazing, so that is a good option. If you book through Costco or Sam, it's going to be very hard to make changes to your reservation just because of the wait times. They're not necessarily as client focused as they are just getting people booked under their name. And then travel agents, though, if you book through them, you're going to be dealing with the same person. And they're also going to be able to add in magical extras, which do depend upon the travel agent, but also things like discounts at certain stores or restaurants, as well as free mini golf or tickets to Wide World of Sports. Not necessarily money off, but definitely more value for the money that you pay. So definitely worth your while checking in with your local travel agent and seeing what deals Disney currently has going on. You would be able to find those online, but your travel agent, I'm sure, will be more than willing to help you plan your magical vacation. Now, if you have any questions about planning Disney vacations, or if you have any tips of your own that maybe I've missed, please feel free to comment below. So make sure to like and comment, also share our videos. We want to make sure that we're helping as many people plan their wonderful and magical Disney vacations as possible. Make sure to subscribe so you can get access to more content like this. And make sure to always be thinking of where you want to go next. Bye, guys.